Yeah, so AVer has, bueno, primero de todo, buenos días, buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? My name is Rich Moscoso, field applications, a pro AV field applications engineer here at AVer. And then of course, Angela is our director, sales marketing, or not sales marketing, but sales here in North Carolina. So Angela's in Raleigh, roughly 2 hours away, and I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, great.
So can everyone see my screen here? So
Yes.
so AVer does offer a couple options, right, for Pro AV. So we have the TR530, 320, PTZ 330, and 330N, as well as a 310 and 310N. And the N, I don't know if you're familiar with the NDI video protocol. It's becoming popular. It's been out for a couple of years, but it's good for, essentially it's video over IP. So if you're looking for that NDI support, the PTZ cameras are the ones to go with. The TR series.
All those cameras have the tracking.
No, so tracking. I just wanted to make sure you had a pretty good understanding of our products that we have. But these two here, the 320 and the 530, offer the more fluid tracking.
Okay.
These
TR series. Okay.
The TR series, yep. So PTZ offers what I consider a basic tracking. It's essentially the camera is going from one preset to another as you're defined, either 2, 3, or 4 blocks. But I'll show you some of that in the TR530 that I have set up here. So we do have, if you select here in auto tracking, it shows you what's available for auto tracking, and then your professional PTZ cameras. And then again, if you click here, it shows you what's available for NDI.
Great.
So we do have the 530. I'll come here, look at the 530 real quick, so you become more familiar with it. So right away, you notice the 530 offers 30 times optical zoom and auto tracking. It also has 3 auto tracking modes. So we have the wide, the stage, and segment. So
30 times optical, right?
30 times optical, yes. So these cameras all have resolutions up to full 1080p 60. We do have 4K cameras on the horizon, but I won't talk about that. So firstly, you notice there's 2 lenses, right? So these lenses, they offer dual purpose. Obviously, one is to capture an image, but this is also used to capture face detect. So this is used for face detect when we're in the wide mode, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then this down here, this panoramic lens is what offers this 120-degree field of view. And this also is used to capture motion. So as you're moving from one segment to another or moving left to right, the camera knows where to go.
Okay.
Both of them have a full HD?
Yes, full HD. So the difference between the 530 and the 320, o sea, la gran diferencia es, esta no tiene, solo tiene un modo de tracking. It's wide tracking.
Okay.
And then the other main difference is it's 22x optical.
Okay, great.
So that's really the main difference. This one has 1 tracking mode, and then the 530 has the 3.
Nos vas a explicar luego las diferencias, me imagino, del auto tracking y de la 530 y de la 520, ¿cierto?
¿Cómo? No escuché.
Te consultaba, nos vas a explicar más adelante la diferencia entre los 3 auto tracking modes
Sí.
de ambas cámaras. Okay.
Exactamente. Entonces aquí we have wide area tracking. Why do we use wide area tracking, or what situation? So the situation is a classroom, a training environment. You have good lighting, and the cameras may be 25, 30 feet from the presenter, right, as they're walking back and forth. So that's the condition. That's when you would use wide area tracking. So similar to the classroom, they're walking back and forth or walking into the classroom, the camera will automatically track. Stage tracking, quizá la cámara es más atrás, ¿no? Further back. Is there a question? No?
Sí. Bueno, yo sí tengo una consulta antes de pasar al escenario que me comentas en este momento. Podríamos volvernos al escenario de atrás. En este que es, porque lo que estamos buscando y también siguiéndonos un poco el proyecto.
Uh-huh.
Este What AVer Tracking es cuando estamos en un curso, ¿no es cierto?
Ajá.
En ese curso el profesor está tal cual tú me estás mostrando en esa imagen.
Uh-huh.
Y veo que un alumno se para, ¿cierto?
Sí.
Ya. ¿Qué hace ahí la cámara?
Tenemos ajustes para poner una máscara, to mask out that noise, if you will. So that won't interfere with the tracking.
Okay.
Entonces tenemos una máscara, ahorita te muestro.
Okay.
Stage, again, the camera's a bit further back. Maybe it's an auditorium. The camera is 60, 70, 80 feet back. The lighting's a little bit low, so face detect's a little bit difficult to get, right? So it is face detect, it's not facial recognition. O sea, it doesn't know the difference between me and Andy. All it knows is that there's something that resembles a face. So this is further back, lighting's low. This is more based on motion, stage tracking. And then segment, this is, we're seeing a lot of usage in this, obviously in schooling, education, K-12, where the content or what you want to show is more important than me, right? So I walk to a learning station and maybe we're talking about how to assemble a computer. Or when I walk to the next segment, I want to mainly focus on the whiteboard. So as I'm giving information, lectura, this is what we're going to cover in the next 2 days. I want that to be the main area of interest. So we have segment tracking, and you can have 2, 3, or 4 segments. All right. Before I leave this, so we talked a little bit about the front of the camera, right? So for integration, as the front of the camera, the ideal height from the floor is anywhere between 6.5 feet to 8 feet. So it could be to the base, anywhere from 6.5 to 8 feet in the air is preferred. The back of the camera, we have this RJ45 for network connection, RTMP, RTSP type, to send the video over those streams for streaming, sorry. 2 SDI outputs, so we have 2 spigots here, SDI1, SDI2, HDMI, audio line in. So if you don't have an audio solution, this does support audio, but we do recommend some sort of a powered mic or something that has at least 1 volt signal strength. And then RS-232, and then 12 volts DC at 5 amps. This camera does not support PoE.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. And also, the way you see this camera presented is the way it needs to be mounted, meaning you can't flip it upside down. It has to be remaining vertical as you see it. Okay. We do have an accessory, so you can mount it from a ceiling, and we have a ceiling mount or wall mount for this. And this would be the same for the TR320 as well, but I think main emphasis here is the TR530. This bracket could be used for the ceiling or to the wall, right? It just sits in there. You secure it with the 1/4x20 screw and you're good to go. And in some instances, if this is a 1-inch diameter hole, so if you wanted to bring a pipe down or something, then you could bring it down there. Yep. Okay. So we'll get right into the camera. So the camera itself, you would type in the IP address right on your network in la red. And this is your landing page. Now we recommend using Chrome and Internet 11 for your web interface. Edge is iffy, and Safari también is iffy. So for a Mac environment, we always recommend using Chrome for Mac.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the main landing page. You have some quick controls here for pan, tilt, zoom, right? Over here in the gear icon, PTZ camera. So this is a professional camera, so you have adjustments for exposure, for full auto. You have shutter priority, iris priority, and then manual mode if you want to adjust, say, the gain or backlight compensation, even the shutter speed. So if you're shooting more a product than a person, you want that product to look vibrant. You have adjustments
Okay, go on.
Yeah, okay. So there's pan tilt speed here. So if you want to speed up the pan a little bit, we have adjustments for that, or maybe slow it down. You feel it's a little bit too fast, then you can adjust it here. I won't cover that. Over here under general, go ahead.
What is iris? Iris properties.
Iris priority.
Iris priority.
Sí. Es como el lente en un ojo. It's how much light you're letting in to the camera.
Okay.
So if it's low light, then you want to open it up, right?
Okay.
Iris up. Or if it's really bright, you're like, then you just iris down. And you bring that iris, you're closing how much light is being entered into the camera.
Okay.
All right. So video output. So remember the two SDI outputs here?
Yep.
So this is what this is for, SDI 1 and HDMI. It supports these outputs to whatever you're going to, 1080p 60, etc. You could have a separate feed for SDI 2. So currently it's set for panoramic, but you could send another PTZ camera output rather than the panoramic.
Okay.
Okay. IP streaming, there's two modes. Mode 1 is either or. Either use PTZ or panoramic. Probably 95% of the time streaming is used with the PTZ. Excuse me, just because of the quality, right? So this is again, this is just a stream for the web, but here, if you look at the panoramic, it gives you the full 120. But the quality is not as good because the camera is, it's a smaller, lesser quality camera than the main PTZ. Sorry, here, where am I at? Here. So, so for streaming, you would set up your PTZ camera as far as what's going to work in your environment, right? 1080p 30 at 3 megabits per second. That's what works for me because I'm in this home environment. If you have, una banda ancha, no, como unas oficinas, etc., then you can crank it up to 1080p 6. But this is just what's worked for me here. Network setting, if you want DHCP or static, and then your gateway, so the camera, if you are going to stream direct from the camera, you would set up the gateway here, make sure that's set up correctly, and then for your RTMP server, if you're going to stream direct to YouTube or Facebook, or if it's educational, Kaltura or Panopto or Vimeo, you would just paste that here, and then your stream key, and then say connect, and it would start streaming. Okay. And then also we support RTSP, so if you want to pick up this video stream over the network to some other piece of software, you can do that as well using this here, like OBS, vMix, are just some of the programs that you can use this with. So tracking, let's get to the meat of the tracking. As mentioned before, there's this wide stage segment. Wide areas, mostly when you want to track left to right, and even in a classroom environment, and track the person as they walk towards the camera. stage a little bit further back, lighting conditions are not ideal, and then segment when the content's more important. So we'll go over that right now. So the first thing you would do to set it up, you would select your object viewing dimension right here. So roughly you align the person's head to be roughly 1/4 to 1/3 of the full image, is a good rule of thumb. Technically, it's 144 pixels by 144 pixels on a 1080 screen. So once you align this up, you just select save. So that's for the face detect, right? Now you want to give it a priority zone, okay? Now keep in mind all this is a little tutorial here. So the first time you walk through it, it kind of walks you through it. All this is built into the camera, so you don't need to install software. It's just you type in the IP address in the browser and it's all in the camera. Okay, so this blue box is your priority zone. What we're defining here is anything that walks into this box, I want to start to track.
Okay.
All right, save that. So shielded zone. So I forgot who had asked. I think Christian had asked. So this is the shielded zone. So this is, you're allowed up to 8 grids, okay? So these grids son máscaras, right?
Yep.
So, oh, look at this. I have a new camera, so I was just trying to set that up.
Las máscaras serían el lugar donde no quieres que la cámara apunte.
Exacto.
Okay.
O sea, por decir, ups, acá. Aquí son los chicos, están sentados ahí, están moviendo, haciendo así. So you say, disregard this stuff. I don't want that to be interfere with my motion. So you could do something like this. Tengo un ventilador acá, right? Say it's moving back and forth. You can mask that out, so it doesn't cause any issues with your tracking.
O sea, lo mejor en una aula es situar la cámara lo más alto que se pueda, ¿no? Para evitar de alguna manera que los...
Sí, por eso recomendamos el 6,5 pies.
Okay.
So to kind of get it up there, yeah.
Hasta 8. Como de entre 1.50 a 1.80, 1.85 metros.
I did want to mention, like right here, this big blue box, right? También puede ser que hay un proyector, ¿no? Que hay información ahí cambiando, un video, algo así. Puede ser un show y el instructor quiere hablar de lo que está pasando acá. You don't want that to interfere with
Yep.
the presenter, right? So that's what that's for.
Hi, buddy.
They said hello. Say hola. Bueno. So that's a priority zone, shielded zone. Depth tracking, I'll show you that here in a second. It gets warm in this room.
Okay.
Anyways, bueno. So I should have it on my Zoom call, right? Do I have it? And then there, so right now I enabled tracking. So as I walk around, it's tracking me.
Yeah. Great.
There's no lanyard, no hay otro pedazo de algo que necesito. It's just tracking me very fluid, like a production camera.
Oye,
right?
es cierto.
Yeah.
A ver, una consulta ahí. Digamos que estamos en el aula, ¿no? Y el profesor pide que alguien pase al pizarrón. ¿Qué sucede ahí o cómo actúa la cámara en esos escenarios?
Sí. So that's, let me go back to the tracking setting. So in wide mode, we have what's called multi-presenter. Si, por ejemplo, hay alguien más que va a hablar. Let's skip this. So instead of a blue box, we now have an orange box. And what you're saying here is that, okay, today we have a special guest class. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is walking in to give a speech about NASCAR or something. So he's seated over there, and then, okay, he comes over here to begin. So then when I leave, it doesn't start to track me. O sea, se queda acá por un ratico, ¿no?
Con
Para
el
ver si,
nuevo.
sí, para que ve que alguien más ya entró. So this is multi-presenter.
Ah, ok. Entonces en un curso hay que poner esta configuración, entiendo, ¿no es cierto?
Mm-hmm.
Dejarlo ya preconfigurado. Okay.
Yeah, that's what this is. Didn't talk, well, depth tracking is for the camera to tilt down as I walk in to the crowd. So let me enable that. Let me show you this. Let me turn that on. Kind of give it a second.
Okay.
Okay, so it should have latched onto me. Esta caja. So if I walk towards the camera now with depth, see this? Tilts down.
Fantástico.
The previous was 2D tracking. This is
Yes, yeah, just left to right.
This is 3D tracking.
Yeah. So that's what depth does.
5
Yeah.
feet. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Turn that off. Come over here real quick. So that's depth. And auto zoom, all that does is as I walk towards the camera will zoom out. And as I walk away, it'll zoom in. So it's keeping framing, right?
Okay.
That's what that does. So there's some settings here for motion sensitivity from 0 to 7. So if you feel it's picking up too much motion, you can bring it down a little. If you feel it's not picking up enough. So currently I'm at 6. There's a time delay. So so if you're in single presenter mode and tracking should get lost for some reason, there's a time delay. So here you set this for 5 seconds or whatever you feel is good for your environment to return to preset number 1. So if something gets lost, say I started walking back and it was still pointing my leadership poster, it would wait 5 seconds and then come back to this preset that I have right here, whatever preset number 1 is. And the same idea with multi-presenter. So preset number 1 and preset number 2 are kind of reserved for fallback type presets. Okay. Stage, again, it's if the camera's further back, lights are a little bit low. I can't really show this really well in this environment because I'm 6 feet from the camera. Eso que será como 2 metros de la cámara.
1.80 más o menos.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, no, 6 feet, como 1.50.
See, 6 feet, yeah, but 6 feet. But segment I can show. So, well, let me do this. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I'll show you what this does, and then I'll show you how I set it up. So right now it's down here. You notice it says segment controller. So that way I know I'm in segment mode. Keep in mind that the camera also comes with a remote that you can call up presets and you can call up profiles. So remember I mentioned in segment mode that the content is more important than me, right? So hoy vamos a hablar, practicar sobre, how do you say hinges en español?
Bisagras.
Bisagras.
Ajá.
Ok. Vamos a hablar de bisagras que vienen diferentes colores, no sé qué, chrome, black, stainless steel. Y acá es el compu, como dibujar, pues, el AutoCAD, you know, how do we make those hinges? So this is, I want to talk a little bit about the software, technology, how to hook this up. So again, the content's more important. And then, I don't know if I had this for 2 or 3. Okay, I do have 3 segments. Yeah, and this could be an example of a whiteboard, right? I'm here writing down. Okay, so what it does is it senses the motion for me going from each segment. So what it does. La semana entrante tienen que estar haciendo este proyecto, etcétera, etcétera.
So
Aquí
this
está.
works perfectly good if you have like 2 or 3 boards, so you have 2 boards and something that you need to show.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm. So I just wanted to show you how that works first. And then I'll go into the settings and show you how to set it up. So this is segment. So I'm giving you an example, like you just got the camera and you went straight to segment. So the idea is the same. It's still got that same information from when we set it up the first time. So we don't have to do that. Again, you set up your effective zone. This is how I have it set up from left to right. I'll do a reset. So you see how I set it up. So you're setting up your area. Like you were mentioning, you know, you could have a whiteboard here, something over here, and another whiteboard here. So 3 segments, right? So it will ask you, do you want to separate this area with 2, 3, or 4 blocks? 2, 3, o 4. So todo depende, ¿no? De lo que tienes. Puede ser 2 o puede ser 3. Ahí escogí 3, and then it just cut it up in thirds. Puedes ajustar, ¿no? Aquí está preset 6. Digo, lo quiero más como por acá. Y preset 7, lo quiero más. Siempre tengo, ok. So ajustar eso así. A little bit of overlap is recommended. Esto acá. Para que este whiteboard, ¿no? Y voy al 8. Acá. Entonces, como escogí 3, it reserved preset 6, 7, and 8. Si escogí 4, es 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
Rich, solo una pregunta. ¿Ellos tienen que sobreponerse para garantizar la continuidad?
Sí.
Okay.
Siempre hay que tener un poquito de
overlapping.
De overlap. Ajá. Como ves acá. Yep. Sí, para que la cámara sabe dónde empieza y dónde termina
la sección. Okay.
Interesante. Y en cada sección puedes dar también la prioridad, ¿no? Entiendo. O sea, que te enfoque a ti o que enfoque a algo que nos resulte relevante dentro de la pantalla, ¿no?
Pues depende dónde está uno, ¿no?
Claro.
O sea, si yo estoy parado acá, 90%, it's going to give this priority.
Okay.
Si estoy acá parado, esto va a ser priority.
Okay.
Okay.
Entiendo.
Yep. Y puedes dar nombre a estos presets si quieres, you know, hinge, etcétera, etcétera.
Ahora te quiero hacer una consulta súper importante, Rich. Tú has trabajado con Zoom Rooms y tu cámara.
Ajá.
No pierdo nada de las funcionalidades que me estás indicando en este momento.
Nada.
Ok.
Entonces aquí el preset 6, ¿no? Como viste, estamos hablando de leadership, no sé qué,
Exacto.
proyecto. Entonces you set up your preset como quieres, zoom in, zoom out. Entonces, ok, me gusta eso, save preset, vamos a 7. Vamos a hablar sobre el compu, no sé qué, conexiones, etcétera. Algo así me gusta. Save preset. Go to number 6. Ya se me olvidó el nombre.
La bisagra.
Thank you. ¿Con B de burro?
Sí.
Ah, ok. Bisacra.
No es con
bisagra. No, con B grande.
Ah, ok.
Okay.
So I save that. Y ya, okay, that's number 6. Number 7. Chequearlo. Okay. Number 8. I'm just doing a quick check. Okay, listo. Finish. Bueno. That's effective zone. Igual tiene su shielded zone por si tienes algún movimiento, un proyector, etcétera. Aquí puedes agregar o delete, right? So something like that, save. Shielded zone, and then tracking body, esto es ya lo último. You say skip here. Esto da dimensión a la cámara. Por ahí, cómo de grande es una persona, puede decir como así. Realmente el rule of thumb is, you know, get the head inside the shoulders, the body, y ya. You could do knees up if you have a clear shot, but sometimes there's desks in the way and that sort of thing. So I'll set save. And that's how you set up segment. So if you were enable here, es que no veo mi video de, ahí está, ok, ya lo vi. Entonces aquí, estoy hablando acá, acá. Yep. Come on. Acá.
Perfecto.
Ok. Y eso básicamente es, let's see. Oh, no, perdón. Let's talk a little bit more. So that's the tracking, right? 3 modes, wide, stage, and segment. Presets, hasta 256 presets, suficiente. Si van a hacer algún un proyecto que usa Crestron o Extron, tenemos los códigos, todo para eso. Here, you go to resources, support. Aquí tenemos los codes. Whoops, download. Control codes for the PTZ 320. Crestron codes. Y Extron.
¿Qué era esto?
Si vas a poner un panel. Esto es algo extra. Bueno, entonces estos presets también, you can call them up from the remote. Okay. Advanced setting, Visca over IP, lo que estoy usando para controlar la cámara. También tenemos un controlador, ¿no? Esto también es de AVer. Si quiero controlar la cámara desde acá, ya lo tengo configurado, entonces lo puedo controlar desde acá. Again, for, you know, if you have a bigger project, you can use that. Where am I? Okay. Advanced settings. So profile. Esto es importante para entender esto. Estos perfiles. So all these, there you have 5 profiles. All these profiles, you presets, tracking setting, all that information is saved to a profile. So if you were to change algún ajuste, no, acá, por ajustar, no sé qué, estaba muy oscuro, fuiste aquí, hiciste unos cambios, no, to manual, you can save it to a profile. So like
estos profiles tú los puedes cambiar de manera automática, digamos que hasta las, no sé, acá oscurece a tipo 6, 7 de la noche, ¿no? Que hasta las 6, 7, pues no le dé mucha prioridad al tema de la luz, pero ya cuando comienza la oscuridad, pues ya que amplíe, no sé, la forma en la que capta la luz que tiene en el entorno. ¿Hay algo así o tiene que ser manual?
Tiene que ser manual. O sea, ya si uno sabe, ¿no? En la mañana tienes un ajuste, ¿no? Lo puedes salvar acá y por la tarde otro. Ya tienes
entiendo que puede ser manual, pero lo puedo cambiar desde el control, ¿correcto?
Sí, exacto.
Ok.
Yeah. Aquí con 2 botones tengo Profile y 1 y ahí cambia. Hago Profile 2 y cambia. What else? System setting, if you want to change the name of the camera password for your web login, tells you your firmware version, your Mac version. Stay Wake on LAN. If you have a third-party Wake on LAN software, so you can wake it up remotely via the la red. Import, export setting, por ejemplo, por decir, tienes un proyecto, hay 40 instalaciones de la cámara en un colegio o algo así. And the rooms are pretty much the same size, right? Say they're 25 by 30 feet. So you could set up one room with your
Ok,
tracking
sí.
settings, presets, todo eso.
And
And
use
you-
as a template.
And use as a template. Yep, exactamente. So you export this to a template, and then you go to the next room, install it, hook it up, power it up, and then you would just import that template. Yep. And it'll get you, say, 95% there. You know, you might have to tweak it a little bit, but it can save you some time that way. Yep.
Okay, that's great.
Mhm. And then factory default, por si ves algo muy raro, no sé qué, this puts everything back to manufacturing default.
Okay.
Okay. And that's pretty much it for the TR530. As mentioned, you can stream.
¿Cómo lo ves, Cristian? ¿Qué te parece? ¿Alguna pregunta puntual hasta este momento?
No, ya las que ya te he hecho, viejo, son las que más me han preocupado en este momento.
¿Y han quedado resueltas y cumplen
Sí, sí.
con las necesidades que tienen?
Claro que sí, un poco lo que nos preocupaba era lo que te comentaba, ¿no? Alumnos que se levantan, que tal vez, porque alguna vez vimos, te comento, nosotros tomamos contacto con una empresa que quedaba en la India, perdón, en Rusia, porque tenía un sistema a través de software, que es más o menos lo que nos estás mostrando, no era algo de hardware, sino software. Pero ¿qué ocurría? Que cuando se levantaba una persona, entraba a una especie de loop. Entonces enfocaba al uno, enfocaba al otro y no se decidía en qué enfocar y pasaba solo enfocando al uno, enfocando al otro y era un movimiento muy, muy feo. Pero entiendo que eso no va a suceder acá, entonces eso ya nos deja un poco más tranquilos, ¿no?
Sí, con el shield cubres la parte que si se genera algún tipo de movimiento que lo ignore y solo se enfoque en el actor principal.
Claro, entendería entonces, Humberto, que yo conecte esta cámara a nuestra cámara, a nuestra i3, ¿no es cierto? Al módulo de computador de la i3. Y a través de la misma consola yo puedo hacer zoom y toda la cosa, ¿no es cierto? A través del control, si quieres verlo así. Antes teníamos una tablet, pero ahora vamos a tener la i3 que va a manejar la sala, ¿no es cierto? ¿Estamos
Sí,
bien, Francisco?
en ese caso no habría ningún problema porque creo que ya Francisco va a ahondar un poco más, pero como va a tener instalada la OPS que viene con su sistema operativo,
Exacto.
como si tuvieras un Windows normal.
Prácticamente sería así la conexión.
Ahora
Obviamente, en vez
sí.
de ser esa PC, sería la OPS, el módulo OPS que va embedido en la i3.
Ya, ¿ahora hay alguna restricción en cuanto a la longitud del cable que va a ir desde la cámara hacia nuestro monitor?
Pues
¿O no?
las restricciones propias de los cableados. Tú bien sabes que entre más cable sea, por ejemplo, la parte del HDMI, obviamente debes de buscar un cable de mejor blindaje, ¿no?
Claro. Pero no hay ninguna restricción, no hay ninguna, algo que nos diga que la cámara no me va a poder soportar un cable. Te comento esto porque en los detectores pasaba. Yo no podía poner un cable más allá de 15 metros. Y a veces había que ponerlos, ¿no? Aquí no va a haber ese tipo de restricción, entiendo.
Pues yo creo que ahí sí Rich nos podría ayudar. Rich, ¿tú
Sí.
cómo lo ves?
Sí, no, queríamos saber esto porque sí, o sea, escuché que iban a usar Zoom, lo que entiendo.
Ujú.
Sí,
Zoom.
correcto.
Entonces, la cámara TR530, como no tiene salida USB, ¿no?
Sí.
Entonces hay que invertir o comprar un convertidor para USB para que
Sí,
el
lo
Zoom
estamos
lo vea.
considerando.
Ujú.
Lo que
Entonces,
preguntaba Chris es, Rick, acerca de la distancia del cableado.
claro.
Tienen la
Entonces,
métrica, obviamente si es mucha distancia te convendría el conector SDI.
claro.
Estamos hablando de 80, 100
Ujú.
metros.
Yo
Pero
creo
si
que
es una
estamos
distancia
hablando de
20
unos
metros.
20 metros,
60 feet. Yeah.
en el
So,
peor de los casos.
es SDI. Ajá. Si son, ¿qué dijiste? ¿20 metros? 30.
20
20
metros.
metros.
Yeah, I'd go SDI.
No, 60 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet. So I would go SDI to a converter to here.
Okay.
Because HDMI with one cable, I think it's like 25 feet, something like this. Once you start going past 20 feet or so, then you have to get an extender for HDMI.
Sí,
Yeah.
extenders, okay.
So yeah, SDI one cable to here, and then plug it into your. Yeah.
Va a depender del cableado y distancias. Si estás hablando de una distancia mayor a 20 metros, yo creo que lo ideal sería SDI. Si estás hablando de HDMI, tener el cable adecuado, que tenga la cuestión de
Yo mejor creo.
velocidad adecuada, versión adecuada de HDMI, ¿no?
Sí, yo creo que el SDI creo que es lo mejor en este momento, ¿no? A veces el HDMI nos ha dado muchos problemas.
Ok, entonces a lo mejor el convertidor va a cambiar a SDI invertor.
No, no hay ningún problema. Yo ya después me pongo de acuerdo aquí internamente para pasarte la cotización del convertidor a SDI. Inclusive voy a revisar, Angel, I have a question for you. Of course, we have that SDI cable as accessory with you guys, right?
Yes, you're talking about the converter box? Yes.
Ok. Chris, entonces yo podría hacerte un ajuste y te cotizo pues este otro convertidor, no el que teníamos inicialmente HDMI, y pensando en la longitud que tú me estabas diciendo, podría cotizarte algún accesorio, un cable que ya venga directo del fabricante con esa condición para que también lo contemples. Así no tienes que ponerte a buscar cables homologados y que esta marca sí me funciona.
Oye, pero no es cable propietario ese SDI, ¿no es cierto?
No, SDI es un estándar.
Es estándar.
Ya,
solo que
pero,
este es el hecho
por si acaso.
fabricante.
¿Quieres comentar algo?
Sí, quería comentar que el conexión de este SDI sí es de los minis, ¿no?
Okay.
Porque hay unos, pues, estándar que son más grandes, pero es el que está acá, sí es como el mini. Para que toman eso. Let's see. Where is that?
Ya yo te actualizaría la cotización con el cable y con el convertidor.
Dale, buenísimo.
Y estamos hablando alrededor de 20 metros, entonces.
Sí, en el peor de los casos, porque la longitud máxima va a ser de 10. Pero como este hecho falso, y luego tengo que bajar, no, son unos 20.
Mira, es este que está comentando.
Sí.
Del lado de la cámara es el BNC, el coaxial convencional por SDI, y del lado del convertidor es el mini.
Sí, no sé cómo lo dicen. Mail.
¿Cuál es la longitud máxima que tienen en este cable ustedes, Rick?
Pues los cables no lo hace AVer.
Ok.
Solo el convertidor. Okay. Angela, do you know on the SDI converter, I think it's a female connector, is that right? Do you know if it's...
I'll pull it up on my end, and I know it's an AVer media. Let me see.
Looks...
Should be female, is the standard.
Yeah. Looks like female. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. We'll check in our inventory. We'll quote you the cable in case that we don't have that length. I will let you know, Christian, but for sure the converter, I will update the quote.
Yeah, but the cable is a standard. It's a standard.
It's a standard
like
cable.
HDMI. Yeah.
I don't know why it keeps pulling this up.
Let me see.
The caption card.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. It's a female. Yeah.
Okay, sure. I will share with you, Christian, the quote and the data sheet, so you will know if it's female or male or what are the conditions for the cable.
Okay, las longitudes.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's pretty
we are
much
done.
it. Yeah, I think so.
If there is no more questions, is everything is like clear now? Well, there is nothing else that. Thank you guys for the time, the explanation, to give us this opportunity to know in the first hand how this camera works and how the setup model looks like. Yep. And then we're gonna keep working in this opportunity, and in case that we need another meeting, another demonstration, if by any chance the end user request a demonstration, I will let you know, Angela, so we can set up this so they can make the decision faster, because they are talking around something between 30 and 60 cameras. So we wanted to give the end user all the tools and all the answers that they need, so they can give us a yes. That is what we are pursuing here. So I will let you know if we will need a presentation for the end user.
Absolutely. And you guys may have mentioned this and I missed it, but what type of space is this? Is this an educational place, or is this a place of education?
Yeah, it's an education. So I know that you already give me a price with the discounts and everything. I already transferred all those benefits to our allies in Ecuador. But just in case that maybe because it's an education, they come with something else, we appreciate, because like in this chain of business from Cloud Core to AVer, I guess we are on the same boat to pursue a yes in this project.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you, Angela, for your time.
Once you have
Okay. Cuídate.
Thank you,
Ciao.
guys.
See you, Angela.
Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.